decided yet if I'm going to upload once a week or twice a week, or maybe I'll always upload on Wednesdays and then occasionally there'll be a video on Sunday. I'm still finalizing my schedule here at school and also applying for jobs right now, so I can work when I don't have class. So once I have a finalized schedule, it'll be easier to tell how much free time I have and how much time I can dedicate specifically to making videos for you. So from August till the end of December, I was in Madrid, Spain, studying abroad. I lived with a host family, and they cooked, cleaned, and did my laundry, and they were such a lovely, lovely couple. They welcomed us into their home and really gave us such a comfortable place to stay and relax. We spoke in Spanish while at home, which was really nice, and it was different than speaking Spanish in a class because you were being graded. It was very organic and natural. I felt safe to make mistakes, if that makes sense. So it was a really good time, and probably by the end I was speaking the best Spanish I'll ever speak, but I'm hoping to keep it up this semester with the Spanish class that I'm taking. And our lovely, lovely host dad, he was the main cook, and he cooked vegetarian food for me and was so sweet and willing to buy products he had never bought before or cooked with. And it was just really lovely and comforting to have people there for you who wanted you to succeed and wanted to make you feel like you had home. So I didn't have any trouble adjusting to life in Madrid for the most part. I have been to Spain, or had been 2 times prior. So a lot of the cultural changes I expected. The biggest change for me was my roommate and I had to take a bus for 40 minutes to get to school versus when we are at our normal campus in the United States. We can just walk to all of our classes from where we live. So that was a change, but it was a really, really pleasant bus ride because it was, for the most part, through the heart of the city and some of the main avenues. So you got to see the architecture, listen to some music, do a little bit of people watching, and I actually really enjoyed it. And even with COVID, I was able to travel to 15 cities in total, which was amazing. I didn't have to get COVID tests multiple times. I have had many just nice to see my family again after not seeing them for 4 months. And we had a great time in Paris, and that was the end of my time abroad in Europe. And we were all just shocked in Paris at how crowded it was, despite amazing social life. I'm just so excited to see all of my really close friends and have the next 4 months with them. Because when I was studying abroad, I met some new, lovely, amazing people. But only one of my really close friends was actually with me. And my other inner circle was all at my university in the United States. So now we've been reunited, and before a lot of us actually part ways because undergrad is almost over, I want to make some fantastic memories. So I have my social life, I have school, and my academics and classes aren't terrible, but I do have a capstone. I don't know if you know what that is. So I am a sociology major, and for our capstone, we have to write a 20 to 25 page paper. It's a long one. I'm doing a literature review, and I think I'm going to be doing it about the Latino experience with healthcare in the United States, specifically from the doctor-patient relationship. So that includes things like cultural competency as well as language competency. So how understanding and knowledgeable and patient is a doctor, especially when they don't speak Spanish and they may need to get an interpreter. And also how much do they know about Latino culture and how that affects medicine and how that affects their patients. Because every culture collection, and I left it at home. So I one day set up to film, realized I didn't have this cable, immediately called my mom. She found it in my room, and then she mailed it to me, but I had to wait until it arrived, till I could actually film. The other thing I forgot, that luckily it does not weigh a lot and isn't too large, so she was also able to mail this to me, was my ring light stand. My ring light is in a separate bag, and I grabbed the bag, yet, silly me, did not realize that the bag doesn't have the ring light stand, which is just amusing because it's a square, almost kind of like briefcase-esque bag, holds the ring light, and it's pretty flat. It's only about this deep, and I just assumed, I guess, that the stand was in that bag, and I opened it up when I moved back to school, saw the light, and immediately realized I have nothing to attach this light to. So how is this going to be useful to me for lighting my videos? And I didn't buy a cheap light where I could just rebuy the light or just rebuy the stand. But luckily my mom saved the day and mailed me both my light and power cable. So that delayed me about a week, because before that my laptop battery was not working. My laptop would die in about 5 minutes if it wasn't connected to a power source, which just makes it hard to film because I need my laptop to record my audio. And it'd be nice if my laptop could hold a full charge if I wasn't recording near an outlet. So that delayed me first, and I got my laptop battery replaced, which took about 4 days in total, because I had to go to Best Buy, order the battery on Amazon, and then bring the battery back to Best Buy and get it installed. And then after that happened, I went to try and go film, and that's when I realized I didn't have all my equipment. And now, here I am, a little bit later than intended, but late is better than never. And I'm just happy to be back. I am also interested in making some short content for you guys. I don't know if I love YouTube shorts personally, but unfortunately I really enjoy YouTube stories, but I do not have enough subscribers to qualify to have access to YouTube stories. I need 10,000, and I'm not quite there yet. But I love 2 ASMRs in specific. Rach ASMR and Etta Fox. Rach ASMR and Etta Fox. accessible.